Hey there, crafty friends. Welcome to my 12 Days of Christmas video series. So today is day 2. I'm Terry from Terrific Cards, and I am happy to see you today. So today we're going to make another card. And if you saw my last video yesterday, we made a shaker card. So today we're going to be using the Light the Year bundle for a card. And it's a pretty simple card. We'll get started with that. There we go. All right, so this is the card that we're going to make, and it was actually inspired by another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So this is going to be actually a top fold card. So our card base is going to be 11 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score at 5 1/2. So let's set that aside and we'll get started. So here's our card base here, 11 inches, 4 1/4 wide, and we are scored at 5 1/2. This is the thick white cardstock. I like to use that for my base. So let's just fold that and burnish our score fold. And we'll set that aside. We're also using the Country Woods DSP, and you can find it on page 51 of the annual catalog. And we have the Light the Year bundle on page 41 of the September to December mini catalog. I'm going to use black ink. I've got gray granite and early espresso, and I have cherry cobbler as well. I can grab that one because I have it on my other table. Oh, and Mossy Meadow too. And we have a Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker. Okay, so our DSP is 5 1/4 by 4, so just slightly smaller than our card front. Let me just grab those other 2 inks off my other table. Like that. Okay, here we go. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and we're going to do that in black ink, and we're going to do it right up in the top corner of our DSP. And I'm going to grab my mat. Because we're using photopolymer stamps, I want to make sure that I'm going to get a good image. You can see my well-used mats. All right, so this says, wishing you peace, joy, and light. I'm going to just stamp that up there. Perfect. And the DSP that I'm using is a little bit different than the one on the sample card. That's okay, because you can mix and match and decide which ones you like better. Okay, so I'm going to grab the 2 lanterns, the large and the small one, and I'm going to stamp them in black ink. And this is nice. I've got the die cut out beforehand. It's kind of nice when you can do that, especially if you're making a few cards. Do them in advance. And the benefit of this stamp set is that it is a photopolymer, so you can see through it. So if you cut your dies out early, then you're able to stamp them because you can see where your stamp is going to be positioned. Can't do that with the red rubber stamps. All right, so there we go. 2 lanterns. Okay. Now we need what do we got here? Let's see. Let's go with the pine cones. We'll get those done. Find my pine cone stamp, and I'm using early espresso for that one. So this is a really easy card if you've got the elements cut out. It's just some DSP card and a little bit of stamping. Okay, there's one. There's two. So this card, if you've been to my workshop in the past month, you will know that this card is actually part of my card buffet. So every year at Christmas, I host a card buffet where I have cards already set out with instructions, everything, the supplies are already cut for you. You just come and make cards. So we just finished up our last one for the year. Now we'll take a break until after Christmas. And we're stamping our greenery here. And then after Christmas, we'll gather some new classes. All right, 2 pieces of greenery. I try to offer classes virtually as well as in person. So hopefully you would like to join me. You'll find all the details on my website of upcoming events. All right, we're going to stamp our bow and cherry cobbler. And when I stamped the greenery, I stamped that in Mossy Meadow. Nice little bow there. It's a little light. We're going to have to re-ink that, but we'll do that later. We'll be fine. It's just going to look like maybe it's a little bit worn. Okay, so then we just have our candles left. Candles, I wanted to make them a little bit of a different color than the lanterns. So I stamped these in gray granite. This is such a classy bundle, and you could do so much with it. I really like this one. Okay, now before we start putting our card together, we're going to take these little candles and we are actually going to color them with the Daffodil Delight. I want the brush end for this. This is just a Stampin' Write marker. So I'm just going to color the inside of the flame and just around the outside a little bit. We want to give it that glowy feeling. There we go. Looking good so far. Okay. Now, seriously, you've done all of the hard work that this card requires. What we're going to do now is put it together. So, got my Stampin' Seal. Put our DSP onto our card front. There we go. All right, so then I'm going to put my lanterns down first. And I'm just gluing these down. I'm actually going to use some Tombow glue. Sometimes I like to use the glue, because it's easier. It gives you a second or two to be able to kind of move things around. I just want to make sure I'm going to get both of these on there. That looks good. Put that one there. And then we are going to put this one right here. Yep, I think that looks good. So I'm going to press those down. I'm just going to hold that for a second. Make sure that they're glued down. There we go. All right, so then I'm going to glue my greenery on the bottom there. There we go. Stick those down. And then we're going to add our pine cones. I didn't add in the candles yet. I'm looking at that, and for my card right now, it's okay. But if you wanted to, you could glue those down first before you glue anything else down. But not a big deal. I'm just going to add them in after. Okay, so I've got my 2 pine cones. There we go. Looking good. We've got our bow. There we go. Bow is good. Now we've got our 2 candles. I'll grab some tweezers for this. Yeah. This one. Just want to tuck that a little bit under there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, seriously, how easy was that? And there is your finished card. So this is, I'll show you the 2 different ones using 2 different patterned papers there. All right, there we go. So I can't believe we're done that card already. That took us no time at all. So as you can see, you could do a lot of these cards very quickly and get them put together. All right, wonderful. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.